Welcome back. So I'm going to be grinding to Faceit level 10. I'm making this video to update you guys on my progress in the ranked and also what I'm doing to help improve. So I've read this book. It's called The Talent Code. I know books, boring, right? But it kind of shows you the science behind improving, what makes a good coach, how do you improve in certain aspects. And I'm trying to apply that to Counter-Strike to help me get to level 10 the fastest. First, let me explain why this is not completely out of reach for me to be doing this in, it's only a matter of time, hopefully. So I started playing Counter-Strike 11 years ago, around that.
What? This is trick shot. This is trick shot, baby. Do that before I had a good feeling, yeah. Oh!
I was looking for a Call of Duty-like game on PC when I got my first laptop. So I downloaded Counter-Strike because I saw it was free. I didn't touch it for a while, but then I got back into it and it's been my favorite game I've ever played since. One thing I haven't ever done though is hit the max rank in anything. If any of you guys remember ESEA, I got B. And then before Counter-Strike 2 came out, I had a resurgence of motivation, ignition in me. And I started playing matchmaking because I wanted to hit global elite because I feel like, that's like a badge of honor. It's not that hard to hit compared to like a Faceit level 10 or, something higher. But I felt like I should have because I've been playing the game so long and it was within reach for me. I got like Supreme and I either stopped playing or just started playing like CS2. So I didn't even hit that goal. So it's really frustrating for me to get so close to all these, like this long time goal of hitting a max rank in Counter-Strike, a game that I've been playing since I was in middle school and not hit it. So that's why I'm going to be making these series of videos to help motivate me to push past it. I'm going to be saying what I'm doing to improve. And if you guys have any ideas or what helped you, just tell me in the comments because I kind of want to make this more of like a discussion video because I'm by no means an expert on like Counter-Strike or aim training or anything like that. But I'm trying to use what I have learned in other aspects of improving its skills and from what I've read in this book recently for a report that I'm doing for school actually, to accelerate my improvement in Counter-Strike and help me get to level 10 as quick as I possibly can. So this first part of the video, I'm going to be like quickly going over my matches, maybe show some gameplay of it because some of it was ridiculous. But I don't know if I should pull up stats on screen or not. But I feel like when I play Counter-Strike, I'm not really like a hard carry fragger. I play a little bit slower and get like impact kills, and I've noticed my stats are pretty good at clutching. So I try to play to my strengths there. I have noticed little things in my play style where I maybe just don't know what to do in certain situations, but maybe that's just not playing these maps that much because back when I used to play all the time during ESEA, the map pool was a lot different. You had Cache, the Old Train, Cobblestone. Anyone remember that? Yeah, so it's taking a bit of adjusting to play like Anubis without the sky hitbox zones. I don't know any nade lineups. So obviously that was one of the first things I'm going to work on. I should also start this by saying I have played like Faceit before in CSGO, but I never really grinded it. I only have like 100 matches in my 10 years of playing Counter-Strike. I'm not sure when Faceit started, but I mainly played ESEA. So I'm starting at a level 5 and I have played with my friends who is a level 10 and I have played in games with 9s and I think a couple 10s and I did average. So I don't think this is super out of reach for me. I think if I just grind in these areas where I'm finding I'm making a lot of mistakes, then it'll accelerate this process and I'll get a lot of wins, get to level 10 quickly. So I started playing February 4th is when I first started this journey. My first game was on Anubis. It didn't go too well. Okay, I only had 12 kills, 15 deaths. We're not looking too good. I didn't know any nade lineups. I didn't know where to play. I was kind of confused on like how Anubis works really. Like I played it a couple times, but you know, it's not good enough to be there. That one loss though led to a 5-game win streak, which was absolutely massive. I went up almost 2 ranks. I'm getting like 30 elo. I don't know if that's a lot for Faceit or not, but I almost got to level 7 off that 5-game win streak. 3 of them were absolute landslide games, just 13-5, 13-3, 13-5, and then I had 13-7 in there. That's pretty good. We're winning now. Okay, we're winning now. I did have a close game though. It was 13-10 on Inferno. I played okay, but that game definitely was interesting. I had Bill Belichick on my team. Coach Bill. So we're starting off hot, right? 5 wins in a row. The next couple of days after that, I decided I wanted to play with my friends. This is the 3rd day of playing, okay? So my friends are like me. They played a lot of Counter-Strike, but they never really played Faceit. I think they didn't grind ESEA like I did, but they have a lot of hours in Counter-Strike just like me. So one of my friends, his account in Faceit is really, really new, and he's only a level 3. So we were getting matched with some of the most mind-boggling teammates I have ever seen in my life. Like, I know people complain about teammates. That's a common thing. This wasn't that. I'm talking, this guy didn't have a Steam profile set up.
Around the uh-oh. Don't mind that. Can't quite plant there, man. Can't quite plant there. Watch out for that. Watch out for that.
Pros don't fake, baby.
Running around and fast. I mean, God, man. I do that.
Oh. So I don't even know how he got to Faceit, but he didn't know how to use his shift key. All right. Purple, do you know what your walk button is? Your shift
Dude,
key?
I shouldn't have to do this.
When
in,
everyone
like,
else
Faceit
starts
level 5.
walking, slowing down, do that also, okay? We're gonna go B again.
Oh, he just tested it out. He tested it out in spawn.
Oh
He
my
just
God.
tested it out.
I don't know how you find Faceit before you find out about a walk key. That's insanity. But that being said, it's okay. It was just maybe bad matchup, okay? I tried my best in that game, but it just wasn't enough in the end. There's not much you can do when you have like one teammate who has literally never played the game before and another one who is just a little bit lost. Oh my God, bro.
This guy's like typing callouts in the chat. I say, brother, no one is looking at chat when we're playing. He says, it's just in the bottom left, dude. Not hard to see. Brother, I'm like in the middle of my screen, man.
And my team, my friends were also just getting back into the game, so I've had a couple days on them before too. But I tried. I ended up 22 and 14. Ended up being 13-6, but we had some abysmal rounds. I mean, I'm talking like I don't even know how it could be worse rounds.
This guy's walking around in market, man, with the pump down. He's trying to defuse.
I don't think he has time, does he? Oh my God, bro.
Purple, wake up, wake up. Purple, the game, purple. Purple, wake up.
Uh-oh.
One's market. Don't peek. Oh, my market. He has an op. What has Bin Laden doing with it? Okay. Oh my God, he's gonna kill himself. Oh my God. What is he doing? The worst plant spot of all time in space. Yeah, Palace. Does it plant fast? Oh, you don't have time.
I don't know how to plant this.
Kill him, kill him, kill him. Hurry, you have to kill him. You have to kill him.
I pressed 4 to plant, bro.
What the fuck?
So we were feeling very down because I got my friends to play. We played 3 matches, lost all 3 in a row. On that last loss, we had that guy on our team. We had the dude that didn't know how to shift walk. Okay. And then we get matched on Ancient. We get 2 guys who are awesome teammates. They were really fun to play with. I think one of them was a level 7 or 8, and the other one was like a 4. And then the other team was pretty similar ranks. and we just absolutely destroy them. I got a 1v3 knife round. That was pretty cool.
I got backstab. Help me.
No.
Come
He's
here,
scared.
bitch.
He's scared. He's one shit. He's one hit.
And immediately after that, one of their teammates starts throwing because he gets pissed off that I guess they lost the 1v3. They started fighting. I think he said someone called him soft, so he started throwing, which is kind of a soft thing to do, isn't it? Anyways, but what's even funnier is we queued up again right after, and it felt like fucking Groundhog Day because it was the same exact teams except for the guy that was throwing wasn't on the other team. So we played Ancient again, and they were talking shit saying, oh, we'll win because we didn't have the thrower now, or we don't have the thrower now. Well, we beat them 13-10. I think the score was a lot closer than the game felt for me because I was doing very good on T side to start. So that's where we're at now. I am Faceit level 6, 1287. So not the best, but we're definitely up from when we started by quite a bit. So now what I'm doing to actually improve. First, I started playing a lot of deathmatch and retakes again because that's what I usually do, and I was just not feeling it. But something that I noticed in my games is my sprays and my nades were terrible. And that was very, like, if I looked at my Leadify stats or any sort of stats like that, it's very obvious. So I maybe could pull up my Leadify stats here and show you maybe how I go through my stats, and maybe someone in the comments can, you know, read these better for me, or, you know, maybe you can get some example of how I read through my stats and maybe it'll help you. Okay, so you can see here, like, I am comparing my stats to a Faceit level 10, and I'm looking good, but right here, this is what I'm talking about, utility usage. But everything else, I'm over on position and aim, which is actually surprising. I don't think I've looked at this yet, so that gives me a lot of happiness. I don't know, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty cool, you know, being up on that. I don't know how accurate these Leadify, you know, scoring stuff is, but so focus areas on Leadify, this is kind of what I would go into, but I don't 100% just follow this because I think you kind of need to look at the stats because it's just going to tell me utility because my utility score is low. I already know that. I mean, I don't know any lineups, right? So I already know that. Tell right here that I am getting better with him, which that's a good sign. That means I'm improving a lot, making mistakes, improving them. That's what it's all about. So trade fragging, apparently I'm not doing too well at trading. So I haven't looked at this in a while, so that's something that's good to know. Okay, so I was looking through my aim stats the other day. I've always been very confident in my aim because when I first started playing Counter-Strike, I was really good at spraying, but I could not hit headshots very well. But I mean, I'll put the clip here, but I got, like, you know, I got a 1-clip ace spray down. So my sprays have always been pretty good, but when I started playing again recently, they have been horrible. I mean, you can see here, it's pretty off. This is pretty bad. I got this part though, but yeah, M4A4, M4A1S, turbo shit. If my first bullet accuracy's off, I'm gonna be whiffing. Yeah, spray accuracy, see. And then time to damage. So this is something that I want to kind of put out there, is how other people improve time to damage. I'm guessing crosshair placement is the biggest thing for this, because it says mine is good, but to be honest, I find it's very 50-50. So I either have perfect crosshair placement, and then sometimes it's just way off and I have to rely too much on my aim. Those are the stats that I was looking through to kind of help me figure out what's going wrong. And it's exciting to know where your mistakes are, especially with provable data like that. Because once you find those mistakes, that's where you start working on. That's how you become a better player, is by making mistakes. So that kind of excites me to know what's going wrong. It shouldn't be discouraging. So now I'm going to talk about how I started, like, protocols, I guess you could call it, to improve in those areas. So first, I downloaded pre-fire maps, the 5E pre-fire maps, something like that. And those are pretty good, but I almost wanted something more. And I always knew about refrag. I've used like a free trial before. I wanted to see how much it was, and it was like, I got a coupon code for like $5 for a month. So I decided maybe it's worth it. It's $5. And I started trying refrag out. It has a lot of really good like game modes on it, but part of me feels like you can get a very similar effect from free maps. It has very good perfect situations to replicate everything, but I'm not sure how well that translates in game since the bots just kind of peek and stand still. That makes it easier than your ranked games, right? When you're practicing, you want it to always be harder. This is what I was talking about when I read this book. You want the practicing to be harder. In the book, it talks about why Brazil has been a hotspot for soccer players. It explains that by saying a lot of young Brazilian kids play futsal. I'm not exactly sure what it is because I'm not too knowledgeable on soccer, but it's pretty much just a more condensed game of soccer with a heavier ball, right? So essentially what they're doing is making their passing need to be more precise with a heavier ball, so it's harder to kick it. So they are practicing something that is way harder than the game of soccer. So once they go out and play soccer, it's a lot easier. And that's what you want to do with Counter-Strike. You want to make something hard for you, but not too hard to where you are giving up or getting extremely angry. You want to get just enough of frustration in to get you to push your brain to improve. So with refrag, how this applies to refrag is I feel like sometimes it can be easy and it can be easy in the wrong ways and hard in the wrong ways. So sometimes you'll just get like a bot just peek and one shot you immediately. And I think that is hard in the wrong way. I think hard in the right way would be having an option for all the game modes on refrag where the bots do some sort of crouching movement like donk or some, you know, like the donk slide, something like that. Some sort of movement within the bots. If you're killing them fast enough, you're going to get them all while they're moving. But until you get like super insane with maybe spray control or just, you know, shooting them in the head, it almost just doesn't feel hard enough in the right way. So that's my biggest problem with refrag. It's going to sound like I'm shitting on it, but I think it's actually very, very good. I love where they're going with it. I can tell there's clear thought and intention and isolated practice. Spray transfer game mode, that would be a perfect example. I want to try to get way better at spray transferring. You isolate that, and that's where you do it, and then you can apply it in game once you're out. So I think refrag is really good for that. I just think there needs to be an option where the bots can move after they finish their swing. Just some sort of little movement, maybe even side to side. Something to make it more similar to an in-game scenario, because 90% of the time, people don't just peek and stand still. I don't need to harp on that too long, but I started using refrag for that. And then I started using their nader, which is their nade tool. It's pretty fun. It's cool, but I think I do have another problem with that. This is gonna sound like I hate refrag, but I actually really love it. I love it, but I'm critical of it because I like it and I think it can be really good. Most maps you would see on the Steam market that used to have nade lineups, or you know, I'm sure there's still CS maps. I just already paid for refrag and saw that. They show you where you throw it from. There's spots on the map where you throw it from. In nader, it's opposite. It's where the nade lands. So it's not that big of a problem. I think it saves a little bit of time if I can, okay, I go connector, so I'm just gonna no clip to connector and see if there's any nade lineups that I should be learning from there, something like that, you know. So I've done a lot of work on my peeking, so pre-firing, especially on maps like Anubis and Ancient that I haven't played too much. And the other thing is my sprays. I talked about this earlier. My sprays have been horrible. Okay, so I went and I found the recoil map, you know, the good old trusty recoil map. I used that, sprayed a couple times till I felt familiar, but I think following the process of the talent code, you don't want to sit and just practice that spray control on one flat surface the entire time, because you're getting a lot of feedback for the spray, but I feel like you can possibly be watching your crosshair go through the green line, you know, following the spray control instead of actually learning it with your hand. So focus on not doing that one, but also that's just the problem with that kind of map. However, it's an extremely useful tool for just getting that basic structure down, making sure you kind of drill it in. So I only did that for like 5 minutes or so. I would go back and do it more times, but you don't need to spend too long on a map like that. And then what I did was I turned bullet tracers on, which I know a lot of people tell you to take it off because I think it saves a lot of FPS. But I always find that I spray a lot better after not playing for a while with the bullet tracers on. So I turn them on and then I go into a map called CS Stats. This is a map that I think Wilson CS suggested, but I ended up not practicing too much on what he was exactly saying. They do have a set spray transfer mode, which is pretty cool, but it was a little bit too close range because I'm just trying to get accurate sprays on one person first before I go to spray control. I have been practicing both, but I need to isolate getting those first 5 bullets accurate. So I instead did, I think it was a shuffle game mode on CS Stat. I'll get some gameplay for that. And I just sat there and kind of moved and sprayed, like moved around how I would be, you know, counter strafing and then crouching and moving and just doing all that. When I tell you guys I could not spray a single person down from this distance when I first started like 2 days ago, I am not joking. And I think after around like 5-10 minutes of that, I started getting a lot more accurate, especially when I could see my bullet tracers. And there's a big difference between the bullet tracers and the impact spots. When you show impact, you can't really see what's going on, and I don't think that's a solid enough feedback to be able to learn what's going wrong. Bullet tracers aren't perfect either, but you can kind of see where the bullets are going and where you're off, and I think it'll help you learn it naturally more if you're spraying at someone from a distance. So it doesn't have to be unreasonably far for you, right? If you're not killing any of the bots, it's not going to be helpful. But if you're sitting there killing every bot very easily, it's not helpful either. You need to don't get caught in repetition, get caught in focused practice of an isolated skill, right? So if you're sitting there and it's one or the other, just go on to the next thing. Learn something else, find a new way to practice it. I think that's the best way to do it. So I had the bots, you know, ranging from far to medium away, and I was just trying to get accurate sprays or headshots on them. I didn't care whether I just was trying to kill them quickly, but with intent to originally spray. And then that's when I started practicing a little bit of spray transfer stuff. I do think Refrag has helped me be able to kill multiple targets a lot easier. I've been playing a lot of these custom map stuff, but I haven't had time to play too much recently. So I played on that 3rd day where we lost 3 in a row and then won 2. I was playing Refrag before that, but now I know nade lineups and my spray is probably 10 times better. You could just see bullets disappearing. I had no idea where they were going in that first 3 days. Now it's a lot better. So now I think in the next couple of games that I'm playing, I'm gonna, you know, I should be doing a lot better. If not, then I'm probably making positional mistakes that I'll have to look through. But that's pretty much it of what I've been doing to improve. I think I wanted to do more of like a voiceover quickly going through each game. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this video together. Let me know if you guys would want it, you know, to be slightly different style, but that's pretty much it. See ya. And what I've been doing now is just jumping around to whatever new FPS that comes out that's going to die in the next couple of months, and I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. I want to hit my long-term goals. I feel like I have been procrastinating it or something. So I'm going to, that's what these videos are about. I'm keeping me, just making sure that I keep pushing through this, and it takes a lot of time and effort, but I'm having fun doing it. I'm putting a lot of time into it.